Once upon a time in a kingdom, there were 3 princes. The oldest was Vincent, and the second oldest was Hubert, and the youngest prince was Carwin. Prince Vincent and Prince Hubert were not at the palace frequently because they liked traveling and adventuring. Therefore, only the youngest prince lived with the king to take care of him. One day the king became sick and he really wanted to see his 2 oldest sons. Carwin asked the servants to look after the king and then set off to find and ask his brothers to go home. He traveled for a long time through many roads and many mountains, but he still couldn't find his brothers. When walking through a forest, Carwin finally spotted Prince Vincent and Prince Hubert from afar. He was very happy and waved to them, but the 2 princes did not pay attention to him because they were riding their horses quickly in the opposite direction.
Run, come to Corrin, there is a wild beast.
Because he was too happy to find his brothers, Carwin did not know there was a big lion chasing them. He quickly turned around and ran after his 2 brothers. The 3 princes spurred their horses and rode deep into the forest. They kept running until they did not hear the lion chasing them anymore. At that time, they realized that they were lost in the forest and did not know the way out.
I think we are lost. We've never been in this place before. Hey brother, why are you here? Father is sick and he wants to see you. We must quickly find a way home. Let me help you find a way out of this forest.
Hearing Carwin say that made Prince Vincent and Prince Hubert laugh a lot.
You're just a fool. Come on, follow us. We will protect you. Yes, it's true. Wise people like us still struggle. You're just our burden. I'm not a fool.
The 2 princes didn't care about what Carwin said and just left first. Carwin sighed helplessly and rode his horse after them. Together they tried to find their way back to the palace. On the way, the princes suddenly encountered a large anthill.
Oh, what a huge anthill. Why don't we try to destroy the anthill to see how they carry their eggs?
Yeah. Brother, I've never seen such a big anthill.
Carwin heard their conversation, so he immediately tried to prevent it.
Please leave them alone. If you destroy the anthill, it will take months for them to build a new one.
After listening to Carwin, the 2 brothers skipped the anthill. They continued on their journey. They went to a lake full of swimming ducks.
Many ducks are swimming. It's almost dark now. How about we grill a duck for dinner?
Good idea. I'm hungry too.
Please don't eat them. I brought some bread. If you're hungry, just eat my bread.
Carwin gave each prince a piece of bread. Having the bread to eat, the 2 brothers did not kill a duck. All 3 kept going. Finally, they arrived at a big tree. On its trunk, there was a huge beehive filled with honey.
It's a beehive full of honey. Eating bread with this honey would be very good.
Yes, I will look for some dry leaves to burn the beehive.
Once again, Carwin tried to prevent his 2 brothers.
Leave them alone, please. They didn't do anything to you.
You always say, let them be, leave them alone. You are so foolish and so feminine.
The 2 older princes looked at each other and laughed. Carwin frowned unhappily, but he didn't say anything yet. The 2 princes rode away. The 3 princes continued on their journey. They worried about not finding the way home, but suddenly saw a green mossy castle in front of them. The 3 brothers happily rode their horses to the castle. However, it was just an abandoned castle surrounded by rocks, without a single person living inside. they decided to explore the castle. They walked along a very long hallway and passed by all the rooms. They finally arrived at a room whose door was closed. There were 3 keys hanging on the door. When they went to the back of the castle, they saw a small room at the end of the hallway with a very low entrance. On the door, there was a hole with a view inside. Feeling curious, Hubert walked towards the door and peered inside. He saw an old man with grey hair sitting at the table. Prince Hubert called him.
Hello, sir.
The man didn't respond. Prince Hubert called again.
Hey, sir, do you hear me?
Prince Vincent lost his patience. He stepped closer and called out.
Hello, sir. We are guests from afar. We are lost here, so we want to ask for directions home.
This time the old man heard him and slowly stood up. He opened the door and walked out. The 3 princes were very happy. They asked for a way to get out of there.
We got lost in this forest for a few days and still do not know the way home. Can you show us the way to get out of here?
In spite of the hopeful faces of the 3 princes, the tiny old man didn't say a word, and instead he led them somewhere. All 3 princes were very confused, but nonetheless followed the old man. He led them to a table with a lot of food. Because they were lost in the forest for a very long time, the 3 were starving. All 3 devoured the food on the table. After they finished the meal, the little old man led them to their personal bedrooms. The next morning, the old man came to Prince Vincent's room and waved to him. He led Prince Vincent to the back of the castle, where there was a huge rock. Prince Vincent was very surprised to see the words written on the rock. It said, there were 3 things which must be done in order to save the whole castle. The first thing was, under the moss in the forest, there are 1,000 gems owned by the princess. You must find every single gem. Before sunset, if all the gems are not found, you will turn into stone, even if you're missing one.
Easy. I will save this castle.
Prince Vincent went into the forest again to find the gems. However, though he searched for the whole day, he could only pick 100 gems before the sun went down. Because he didn't find all the gems, Vincent instantly became a stone statue. The next morning, the little old man led Prince Hubert to the rock. He was not much better than his elder brother. He only found 200 gems and turned into a statue as well. Carwin got the last chance. He stood there looking at the green moss and thought about how he could find 1,000 gems.
1,000 gems? How can I find 1,000 gems in a day?
Suddenly there was a queen ant coming to him and she told him,
Hey, kind man, I will help you find 1,000 gems in a day.
Carwin was very confused and looked around to find where the voice came from. Then he saw a queen ant in front of his foot.
You rescued us in the past, so now I just want to repay you.
Carwin hadn't said anything yet, but the queen ant ordered all the other ants to come. They were able to find all the 1,000 gems just in a flash and put them all in a pile.
Now go to that pool and find the key to open the princess's room. But be careful. If you cannot solve the puzzle, you will become a stone statue.
The second thing he had to do was to dive deep into the pool to find the key to the princess's bedroom. When Prince Carwin approached the pool, the flock of ducks that Carwin had saved earlier went to him and said,
Hey, kind man! Since you saved us, we will help you find the key in the steep pool.
Immediately the ducks dived together into the deep pool to find the key for Prince Carvin. Luckily, one of them found the key and brought it to the prince.
Use this key to open the princess's room. But be careful. If you cannot solve the puzzle, you will become a stone statue.
Carvin took the key and went to the princess's room. When Carvin entered, he saw 3 statues of the 3 princesses in the room. The last thing he had to do to save the castle was to figure out who was the youngest princess. All 3 princesses looked so young and beautiful, so it was difficult for Carvin to distinguish who was the youngest. On the statues, it said, before going to bed, the 3 princesses ate different sweets. The older princess ate a piece of sugar candy. The second oldest princess drank strawberry syrup, and the youngest princess ate a spoonful of honey.
How can I distinguish among 3 girls? Which princess ate the honey?
While he was thinking, a queen bee flew to Carvin. The bee immediately said, "You're a kind man. Because you saved us, we will help you figure out which princess ate the honey." After saying so, the queen bee and 2 other bees flew towards the 3 princesses to sniff each of their lips. Finally, the bee stopped at the last statue. Prince Carvin moved to the princess and took her hand. In the end, the whole castle was magically saved and everything returned to normal. All human statues became humans again. The youngest princess was transformed back into a human. Happily taking Prince Carvin's hand,
You've saved me and the castle. Now I'm yours.
everyone was back to normal, speaking happily with each other. The princesses happily spoke with the 3 princes. After chatting, the 3 princes said goodbye to the princesses and returned to their kingdom. Shortly after, Prince Carvin returned to propose to the youngest princess. Their wedding took place with the blessing of the whole kingdom. The older princess felt that there were still a lot of things in the world that they needed to learn. Therefore, they continued on their travels and adventures. When their father passed away, Prince Carvin became the king and ruled the kingdom. The whole kingdom lived peacefully and happily under the control of the kind-hearted king.